So do you think you're in control of your ideas? Well, Rick Rubin says otherwise. Today I'm going to recommend his book, The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Rick Rubin is one of the most influential music producers of all time, known for his minimalist approach and spiritual take on creativity. He co-founded Def Jam Records in the 1980s and shaped the sound of artists across nearly every genre: hip-hop, rock, country, and beyond. Working with icons like Johnny Cash, the Beastie Boys, Run DMC, Slayer, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Kanye West. All in all, he has produced over 180 albums. But Rubin sees himself as a creative midwife, someone who strips away ego, noise, and excess to help artists find the raw truth in their work. So before I go too far, I'm going to say this. This book is for anyone who wants to live a full life. It's not just for artists. You don't have to be an artist or a craftsperson to get something from this. I would say this is more in line with the Tao Te Ching or other books of that kind. Most of all, it's an exploration of what it means to be fully present and engaged. What this book is, well, it's a philosophical exploration of creativity, offering insights into the mindset and practice that allows creativity to flow naturally. It's about tuning in, being more intuitive, focusing on being receptive, embracing uncertainty, and removing distractions. He emphasizes the importance of silence, which I appreciate, simplicity, and awareness, perception for perception's sake. He rejects striving and wanting outcomes, which is interesting since he has been so successful. What this book is not. This is not a step-by-step manual, nor is it about following a formula. It's not focused on technical advice, rules, or structured methods. Doesn't offer quick fixes or external strategies. It's not for people looking for shortcuts or immediate practical takeaways. The main concepts. Like I said, this is more about engagement, and that's what he advocates for. I know he's famous for producing music, but he's more like a Zen master. Artist as receiver. Creativity flows through the artist, who acts as a channel for ideas rather than the creator of them. The empty vessel. To receive creativity, the artist must empty their mind of distractions, ego, and expectations. Process over product. The focus should be on the act of creating itself, not on the end result or external validation. Embracing the unknown. Creativity thrives in uncertainty. Embracing the unknown leads to breakthrough moments. Nature and the source. Creativity is a natural force connected to the universe and a source of infinite possibility. When I was reading it, I found my mind drifting to times when my fear or my need for validation or my worry would get in the way of me making things. This has happened countless times throughout my life. Even with 4 years of art school under my belt, 4 years of formal art and craft training, I don't feel like we covered this sort of approach while I was in school. In some ways, we were more trained to be machines, production thinking, more like get it done or be productive, which I do think has a place. I mean, I'm a pretty productive person, and I owe that to my undergraduate degree, I'd say. But with that said, we never really sat with things. We never really contemplated them like he suggests to do in this book. We never approached the creative act with this kind of nuance. Anyway, here are a few key ideas. Awareness and perception. Creativity comes from heightened awareness and the ability to perceive the world with fresh eyes. Creativity as a practice, not a result. Creativity is not about achieving specific outcomes, but about cultivating a continuous practice of being present and engaged. Detachment from outcome. Letting go of attachment to the final product frees the artist to fully immerse in the creative process. Discipline as freedom. True creative freedom comes from establishing personal discipline that supports and nurtures the creative flow. Simplicity and subtraction. Creativity often thrives when we remove excess and simplify, allowing the essence of an idea to emerge. And I have chosen a few excerpts just to give you an idea what's in here. All that matters is that you're making something you love to the best of your ability here and now. Here and now is really the focus of the book. Any person who creates tends to focus on the output instead of the journey. The picture, the dance, the song, all output. The act of painting, the movement of dancing, or the experience of playing music, that's the practice. Living life as an artist is a practice. You're either engaging in the practice or you're not. It makes no sense to say you're not good at it. It's like saying, I'm not good at being a monk. You're either living as a monk or you're not. We tend to think of the artist's work as the output. The real work of the artist is a way of being in the world. This is some of the best advice I've ever read. Either live as what you are or don't. That is very wise. If you know what you want to do and you do it, that's the work of a craftsman. If you begin with a question and use it to guide an adventure of discovery, that's the work of the artist. So this is a question I've struggled with many times in my life. Am I a craftsman or am I an artist? Ultimately, I think I am both. And I think many people are. Maybe there are different hats to wear. These two people inside me fight with each other constantly. I took mechanical drafting in high school, which is all about precision and control. However, as an artist and a mystic, I love the journey into the unknown. So it's hard to reconcile these two parts of myself. I mean, I think it's something I do nearly every day, is the struggle between production, crafting things to the best of my ability as a bookmaker or draftsman, but also diving deep into my subconscious and the things that make me a mystic. So it is definitely almost a schizophrenic kind of thing that I just can't get past. But I will say this book has helped me a lot. I thought it had to be kind of either or. There's a time and a place maybe for both. Here are my practical takeaways. First, make space for stillness. Follow your intuition. Create daily and release the idea of control. Observe without judgment. Allow the work to channel through you. Be a conduit for it. But I say this not just for art though. It could be through anything. It could be at your job. Whatever it happens to be, allow your creativity to flow through you to get things done in the most creative way. Anyway, I think there's a lot here of value. There are many gems. I definitely recommend it. If you are any kind of creator, which I think all people are to some degree, I think it would help. I think it would help a businessman. I think it would help in daily life just by maintaining your space or getting into the right mind frame to approach life. All these things I think it would help with. But that's all I got for today. Take care. Have a good day.